Princess Isabella and the Great Soccer Rescue by Miss B. Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, lived a beautiful young girl named Isabella. Isabella was a princess, but not the kind you normally see in regular fairy tales. She loved to play outdoors where the cool, crisp air blew wind through her hair, and she could play soccer with the children in the village. Although her father, the king, did not approve of her constant daydreaming of being a soccer star, so one day he banned the kingdom of all the soccer balls. The king's knights were ordered to go throughout the village and take the hundreds of soccer balls and lock them all away in the east barn. Isabella was devastated when she heard of the news. She ran from her room in the castle out to the courtyard, where she sat behind a rose bush and wept. The tears came streaming down her face, and she had given up all hope when suddenly she had an idea. Her smile slowly emerged, and her face instantly lit up. She had a plan, and she just needed her friends in the village to help her. The next day, Isabella and her group of friends from the village set her plan into action. They hopped on the back of a carriage and rode through the woods until they reached the east barn on the far side of the village. Once they arrived, they crouched down behind the bushes to observe the scene. There were two tall, strong-looking guards outside of the east barn, making sure no one could get to the soccer balls like the king had ordered. Isabella walked up to the guards, screaming and waving her hands around, saying that her friend had been hurt. She screamed, "Help! Help! I need your help! My friends are hurt!" So the guards quickly left their posts to go find Princess Isabella's friends. Princess Isabella motioned to her friends to come out of the bushes and help her wedge the door open. Their eyes all lit up when they saw their beloved soccer balls again. Quickly, they loaded all of them onto the carriages that Princess Isabella had ordered to come to the east barn. After they finished loading all the soccer balls, they hopped on the carriage and took off, leaving the east barn and the king's guards in the dust. As they rode into the village, Princess Isabella and her friends threw the balls to all the children of the town so that they could finally play again. Isabella's father, the king, stood at the castle gates with his arms crossed, but with a smile on his face. He shook his head while watching his young daughter and the young woman she had become. Later that day, he declared that soccer balls were no longer banned and that princesses could play soccer. The end.